Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. I was watching a video earlier today by Pinball Preparedness here on YouTube, and he was doing an off-grid cooking challenge. And the other channel that was kind of issuing these challenges was the Gemini Prepper, kind of a new up-and-coming preparedness channel. And I commented back and forth, and the Gemini Prepper, he officially challenged me to do an off-grid cooking challenge. Well, you guys know I love to cook off-grid, so this is kind of fun for me, so I thought I was going to go ahead and do that today. And Pinball Preparedness, he did a classic Dakota fire hole on his challenge, and the Gemini Prepper on his video where this all started was a bit of a rocket stove that he was using to cook on. And I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here today for you guys. I'm going to show you guys a penny can stove, and a penny can stove is a stove that burns alcohol that's made out of a couple of soda cans or like Monster cans, energy drink cans. And in my case here, this is an Arizona tea can. You can see the A on there. And how you make these is you take two cans, you cut the bottoms off of them. And one, you put 5 holes in the center, and then you put holes around the outside edge. You guys can see that kind of pretty decent there. The bottom one you don't put any holes in, and you crimp that in. You curl the edges in a little bit so these two cans fit together. And I actually put a little bit of fiberglass insulation in this to kind of act like a wick. And what you do is you take alcohol and you pour that in the top here, and that seeps down through this, and when that's full, you light the top of this, and then you put a penny on the top of that to cover those holes up. That regulates the oxygen going in there, and then that makes this into basically a little burner. And what's nice about this is you can use pretty much any kind of alcohol. You can use isopropyl alcohol. You can use dry gas like this heat right here because this is alcohol, and if you're good enough you can cook a little shine and make it work with that too, but don't tell anybody I said that. Anyway, I'm going to fill this guy up with alcohol, and then I'm going to get this burning, and then we're going to put it in my little makeshift holder for this. Now this is just a little I guess a little rocket stove that I made a while back that you can use to cook on. And you can actually use wood in this if you'd like to, but I like using that little alcohol stove in this. It fits in this slot here I made real nice. And I got a couple pieces of wire stuck through these holes here, and that actually I can adjust the height of whatever my pot's going to be. And the pot that I'm going to use for this today is one of my bush pots, and I always carry a bush pot with me of some variety in my bags in my vehicle. There's hardly a bag that I have that doesn't have some variety of pot in it. But anyway, I'm going to get this going here for you. I'm going to show you a little bit how to put this together. I'm going to talk a little bit about light discipline too, because this doesn't make near as much light as a regular like wood fire. So if it's really a grid down situation where you would have to be kind of careful so nobody sees what you're doing, something like this might be beneficial to you guys to know this. Also, as you can see, I'm cooking inside here. If it was really a grid down situation, I'm probably not going to be outside cooking. I'm going to try to find some type of shelter to either cook in or boil water, whatever it might be. I'm not going to want to do that out in the open. I'm going to try to do that inside or someplace that's sheltered. And this little penny can stove right here will work on my cook stove that I got here. It'll work just on the ground on a piece of cement. Like if you got a building that's bombed out or whatever, as long as you got a little piece of cement or something where that'll sit level on, that's going to work real well for you. Anyway, I'm going to get some alcohol in this, and I'm going to get some water going, and then I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to cook. All right, guys, I got my penny can stove here filled up with alcohol. Now I'm going to take my everyday carry lighter here, and I'm going to light the top of this. You want to fill this so there's a little bit of alcohol on the top of this to catch, and then once that starts to burn down, then that's when you're going to throw this penny on to cover those holes to regulate that oxygen. And when you're making these, you want to cut another tin can bottom off, and then this is going to be kind of your snuffer to snuff this out when you're done, because of course if this is really a grid down situation, you don't want to use any more fuel than you absolutely have to. You want small fires, you want small, you want to be able to cook stuff quick. So anyway, I'm going to get this fire going here. Hit this with the lighter. And there's the flame. Now we're going to let this flame burn for just a little bit so it kind of warms up, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw this penny on the top here, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to shut the lights off, and I'm going to kind of show you about how much light that this makes when it's up and running. Alright guys, I got my penny can stove lit here. Got the penny cover in the top orifice. Now I'm going to take this guy here with some gloves. I'm going to slide that right inside my little rocket stove there. Now you got a pretty good idea of what that looks like. I'm going to run over quick. I'm going to shut the light off, give you an idea of what, how much light that this gives out. Hold on one second. Hope that shows you guys there a little bit how the light of this is kind of muffled a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my bush pot that I got right here. I'm going to set this guy down in there, just like so. Now I'm going to start heating some water. I got a bottle of water here. I'm going to need about a cup and a half for what I'm making here. So I'm going to dump about 3/4 of this in. Looks about right. Now we're going to bring that up to a boil. I'm going to grab a couple of my ingredients over here. I'm going to talk to you guys what I'm kind of show you guys a little bit what I'm going to cook. I'm going to talk about some different options that you can carry in packs or cars or whatever that doesn't require a whole lot of energy to cook, and show you a couple tips. Alright guys, grabbed a few ingredients here. When I told my wife I was doing this, she requested this recipe, so that's why I'm going to show you guys this. But first, I'm going to show you what I'm actually going to cook this in. And the water's starting to heat up, but I'm actually going to use an old Mountain House pouch. Now, these are valuable resources, and when it's a survival situation, we have to take advantage of every possible resource that we can, and these guys here are designed to have boiling water put in them. So what I make is, one of the things that I make is I take some ramen noodles. I'll crush these guys up good, and because they got to be crushed small, so they soak up that boiling water we're going to put in here. I'm going to throw a pouch of peanut butter in there, a couple pouches of soy sauce, and a little bit of canned chicken. Now this would probably be enough for 2 people on the go, and I'm going to put all that into this old Mountain House container here. Show you the inside of it there. Throw it in this old Mountain House container here, and I'm going to just let that kind of steep in there and kind of steam itself. And another thing about these old pouches like this, you don't want to keep your, you don't want to get a lot of junk in your bush pot. You want to keep that kind of clean, especially if you're out in a survival situation, because you're not going to have maybe time or resources to wash and clean that pot. Where if you reuse something like this a couple of times, it's going to cut back on any cleaning stuff that you might have to do. Another thing that works for this kind of stuff is stuff like soups like this. This is actually a really good thing to have with you in your packs and whatnot, because you can heat this up real quick, gives you something hot, something more than just like tea or whatnot, something a little bit more substantial. Another thing like mashed potatoes come in pouches that are like this, these heavy pouches. You got a pair of leather gloves like I was wearing here just a minute ago. You can cut the top of this off right here, and you can actually pour boiling water in these pouches, kind of stir it around, eat it right out of this pouch, and again, you don't have nothing as far as anything to clean up to put back into your pack. So anyway, I can hear my water starting to boil now, so that shows you about how long it took for that cup and a half of water to boil in there. What, about 2 minutes or so. I'm going to get these ingredients into this pouch, and then we're going to get that steaming. All right, guys, I got all my ingredients out here. Got my ramen noodles crushed up. Took the packet out. Now, this is another thing. I'm going to be putting soy sauce packets in with this, so I don't necessarily need this. It might make it too salty, but I would definitely save this if I was in a survival situation. I can throw this into some hot water that I scavenged some other place or ran through the filter or whatever to flavor it, because filtered water sometimes tastes like crap. You always got to have something to flavor that, and that'd give you a little bit of broth where you can do that, so that's something I would definitely keep. Another nice thing about these bags is he's got these bottoms on it, so they'll sit nice and flat, so you can use them to do stuff like this. You can dump your ingredients in, and get rid of that. Now I got my can of chicken here. Now you could dump this whole can in if you want, or you can only use half depending on what the situation is, and you could put the other half back in this pouch if it was cold outside to reuse it for another meal later. So we're going to dump that along in there, just like so. Now got this opened up here. We're gonna add a little peanut butter into this. These little individual packs of peanut butter are nice for carrying in your packs. You don't have to carry a big old jar with you. So we're gonna get that in there. Now we're gonna add these 2 packets of soy sauce. These 2 packets of soy sauce right here, I just got from my local Chinese restaurant. When you go in there and you get takeout, just ask for some more soy sauce packets, and then you can save them for your bug out bag or whatever. Add a little flavor along in with it. Got those 2 bad boys in there. Now you can hear the water boiling. Mix that up just a little bit. MRE spoon. Definite must. Everybody's got to have an MRE spoon. Good item to save too. If you open an MRE and use it, always save those MRE spoons. They can go in other packs or whatever. So there's my boiling water. Kind of see there. Now we're going to dump that right in this old Mountain House bag. And now, so we don't waste our resource, we're going to take our little cover here. If I can get it in there. We're going to cover that up. My gloves here. Now this stuff is hot, so you're going to want to do this like on a stove or something if you're doing this inside a building. Got my little rod right here. Now we're going to take our concoction. Kind of give that a little stir. Gonna seal that up. We're gonna let that sit for a little bit and soak. All right, guys, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes that this is soaked, and it's pretty much done. I mean, this pouch is good and hot yet. Kind of open this up. I don't know if you guys can see in there or not, if I can tip it down far enough. Kind of see the steam coming out of there. Give it a little stir here. That peanut butter and soy sauce has kind of flavored all this. And that's basically what it looks like. Noodles are nice and tender, good and hot. Another bite of it here. Excellent. And just eat it right out of this pouch. You can see still the steam coming out of there. Used MRE spoon, used Mountain House pouch, a little bit of canned chicken breast, a little bit of peanut butter, package of ramen noodles. Got yourself a meal, like I said, good hot meal, made off-grid here on my little alcohol stove. Like I said, something like this you could set on a regular stove in the house because it doesn't make any smoke. So that's another advantage of this penny can stove right here, because it burns alcohol, burns nice and hot, nice and clean. Hope you guys enjoyed this video here. I had fun making it. Just a response to the Gemini Prepper and a Pinball Preparedness challenge. Just like sharing this with you guys. Like I said, it's a little bit different way than what they did. Like I said, it wasn't outside and it wasn't with wood, but it was inside with alcohol. So it's just a little different way that things can be done. Another tool for your toolbox, so to speak. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video, and you guys have a great one. And here's a quick last look at my alcohol penny can stove in action. If you guys get a chance, go over and check out the Gemini Prepper's off-grid cooking challenge video and Pinball Preparednesses as well. And if you guys happen to comment on those videos, tell them that Modern Refugee sent you guys over to check out their videos as well, because there's never too many ways to cook off-grid in my opinion. Anyway, you guys take care.